We're on site. We're getting ready to go meet up with Elora. She's a project manager on a new project that we're going to take part of here at Counterintelligence in Phoenix, Arizona. So we're going to go make contact with the homeowners and Elora right now. Fun part. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm Troy with Counterintelligence.
Hi, this is Priscilla.
Priscilla, nice to meet you, Priscilla.
Hi, Troy. Brian.
Brian, nice to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit about the project that we're going to be helping you guys out with?
Yeah, sure thing. So they purchased the property for
Okay.
the purpose of renovating it for an Airbnb here in Arizona.
Okay.
So it's a older complex, as you can see. So we
Okay.
really want to update it and make it new. And one of the things is the countertops.
Okay.
Countertops are pretty dated, so we just need to modernize it and brighten up this place.
Okay, fantastic. So do you all have any ideas in mind? Like, do you have a vision for what you're wanting it to look like? Or are you wanting me to come up with something for this kitchen?
The wall is going to be white.
Okay.
So, and matching color on the wall too. Here.
Okay.
We are thinking white, more toward.
Yeah, just to modernize it a little bit. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so in asking that question, are we going to be replacing this backsplash?
I would say yes, because
Okay.
the backsplash does look quite dated.
Okay.
Yeah, we're really trying, because right now there's a lot of warmth in this place.
Right.
So we just want to brighten it up a little bit.
Okay.
And I think that would modernize it.
Oh, for sure. That opens up our playbook a little bit if we have the freedom of redoing the backsplash. You know, we can work with it if we're going to leave it in place, but being able to redo the backsplash is really going to open up our abilities to really make this exactly what you want.
We're just trying not to have an outdated kitchen.
Outdated kitchen. Yeah, we don't want to do an outdated kitchen. Okay, well, let's take a look. All right, so we got some existing Corian countertops and some, I mean, it's a nice tile. It's just some colors that aren't going to go very well with like a white marble. So let me ask you a question. Do you have a favorite color? Do you have anything like from your history that you would like it doesn't have to be really bold in this countertop, but say like just a slight little bits of a certain color going
Some
through?
of the samples that you guys had that I just browsed through, all of them were very drooling,
Right.
mouth-watering.
Right?
The one that I liked was more whitish, grayish.
Okay.
It's kind of a strip. in
Okay.
the middle, I think.
Okay. So, you know, when I say, is there anything from your history or anything like that? Like, we've had a few customers. We even had one. Her brother had made her a piece of pottery, and it had like this really pretty blue in it. And he passed away shortly after he made that piece of pottery. So we incorporated just a little bit of that color into her countertop. So here at Counterintelligence, we're a little bit different than going and buying a slab of marble. We have the ability to do anything that we want. Okay. So yes, I can make you a white marble that's just white and gray. I can put like little slivers where it looks like 24 karat gold going through there if that's what you want. But we can also go outside the box a little bit. You know, we've done stuff like we had a lady who was infatuated with purple. So we did a white marble and it had gray veins in it, but we had these little tiny slivers of purple running through there. So she had a purple wall and a lot of purple stuff in her house. So you didn't see it unless you really started looking for it.
The gold sounds good.
Yeah.
So is this something you do, or is this the marble you find?
No, every one of these is created in our pour room. So we'll come in and make a template for this countertop. If you want to do any changes to the shape of the bar or anything like that, we can do that at that point. We're gonna build you some new countertops in our shop.
Okay.
They're gonna move into the pour room, and then we can make it whatever we want from there. So I could make this look like anything from wood to any kind of marble that you could ever think of.
Question.
Yep.
So doing that, then you have this type of a sink that almost, blends right into the countertop.
Okay.
What happens to the sink?
Okay. So for this scenario here with Corian is the one countertop system in a kitchen that the sinks are molded into the countertop. The way this is going to be moving forward, it'll be your choice. And most people choose an undermount sink nowadays. It's kind of the modern look versus a drop-in. So you have those two choices. Some people like drop-ins. We had a guy that we did a beautiful countertop for, and he wanted a drop-in instead of an undermount because he does commercial cooking. And he's got these giant pots.
Right.
and he didn't want to be banging up his countertops on the surface. He wanted to have the stainless steel all the way around. So there's pros and cons to everything, but I'd say probably 90% of our customers, they prefer an undermount sink at this point. So it would be your choice. We'll measure your sink base. So we make sure that our sink is going to fit in the sink base. And then you can pick whether you want a single bowl or a 50-50 bowl or a 60-40 bowl. You know, there's a lot of different options that'll fit inside of this, and we just had to pick it before we build it, because for an undermount sink, we make a template. We cut the sink opening before we pour. Okay, so I'm sorry?
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, there's something we haven't spoken of yet, but for the decorating of this place, have you thought about an accent color that you want to really emphasize? Because since he said that we can incorporate something, so for instance, if we were to decorate this place with blue, vases, vases.
I have not gone in detail with that, but that's something that I want to sit down with Elora.
Okay. Okay.
Golden is little universal that goes with any other decorum that we will be putting in the room.
So gold is one of those colors that looks good if you use a tiny bit, and it looks good if you use a lot. Okay, it looks good either way. There's very few colors that are like that. So we did an episode on an HGTV show down in Louisiana. It was a small town in Louisiana, and their kitchen countertops of that episode, which you can view it online, it was all gold. It was a white marble, and everything in that was gold. There was no other color in it except for gold, and it was stunning.
Really?
So if you like gold,
Who doesn't?
I wish I had a pile of it. We'll put it that way.
Not on the countertop either.
So my typical interaction with a customer when I first meet them is, if they don't already have it set in their mind what they want, is I tell them to get online and Google marble countertops, epoxy countertops, every kind of countertop you can think of. Put it in, click on images, start finding pictures of things that you like. The more pictures that you can find that you like, the more I can pick out the things between all those that are kind of repetitive. So then I kind of know what you like. And then I can incorporate that into this project. So the more pictures you show me, don't think that more is better than less, okay?
So we choose a countertop, you come up with a plan, you put it together, you create it, and now you come to the kitchen to install it. Idea of time frame, 1 day, day and a half?
As far as the entire process?
Yeah, there's a kitchen this size.
So the entire process, if we already had the design picked out and we already had it lined up for the backsplash, demo and all that kind of stuff, you're looking at from the day we template to the day we return, depending on what the shop schedule looks like. You know, if it was just open and I could go, you're looking at about a 2-week turnaround.
Okay.
You know, now, could I do one? I mean, we've done them for TV shows where we've turned them over in like 3 days, but it's incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah.
You know, epoxy requires cure times and dry times. So if I give somebody a 2-week window, it's pretty easy for me to make that. Okay.
Does the epoxy counter feels like this or like?
It depends. We have different top coat options, so it's going to feel different depending on which top coat option that you go with. We have a UV cured top coat that is very, very glossy. It's going to feel like a polished granite more than anything else. And then we have a satin finish that feels kind of like suede. They're very different from each other, and there's pros and cons to each.
And the one that you recommend to your customers,
So
satin?
it depends. It depends on, like you said that you like the 24 karat gold. Whenever you do the 24 karat gold look through there, the shinier you can make that countertop, the more that 24 karat gold reflects and looks like natural 24 polished 24 karat gold.
But what about the prints?
Fingerprints will be an issue if you go with a high gloss. It's not damaging anything. Like our UV cure top coat is exceptionally hard. It is an absolute game changer for the epoxy countertop industry. Because if you talk to anybody that's done epoxy countertops as a business, top coat's always been like the one holdup that kind of kept epoxy from really dominating the market. And we've kind of cured that with our UV cured top coat.
Hold up, not that everything's impregnable, but how does it hold up to heat accidents?
So we have very good heat resistance. You're typically good up to about 400 degrees. We do recommend that you always use pot holders, stuff like that, just to be safe. But we do torture tests. You'll actually see we're going to be posting to YouTube pretty soon some torture test videos on our. We primarily have 2 top coats that we like to use. We have a couple other options, but they're just kind of inferior to the 2 that we push. Every single type of countertop surface has pros and cons. You know, granite is very brittle. It's very easy to chip, but you can cut on it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like your epoxy is not going to ever chip or break on you like granite can, but you don't want to cut on it. So with epoxy, you want to use cutting boards. If you take a frying pan off the stove and you stuck it on a countertop, you're not going to hurt it. Okay. Now, if you take something out of a 500-degree oven, you have a chance of marring up your epoxy. That's why we always say we recommend that you use pot holders just to protect it. You know, if you're going to spend thousands of dollars on a countertop, buy a $2 pot holder and throw it down before you take it out of the oven.
What is that?
And
So-
did I hear it's gonna cut with a knife? You'll have a cut mark? No.
Well, I'm not going to say that you can't with a knife. Okay, our UV cured top coat is exceptionally hard, but it's when you're dealing with coatings, you never really want to cut into them because then you don't really want to do it on granite either, but people do it all the time. You create little micro fissures in there, and it's an area that can hold bacteria. Whereas our countertops are 100% food safe, but any time that you make marks and stuff like that in a countertop, you're just giving bacteria a place where it can hide. Now, obviously, if you disinfect the countertop, it's a non-porous surface, you're going to be good, but if you miss a spot, you know.
And another thing is, like, since this will be a rental, there's going to be pretty frequent cleaning. Well, how does the epoxy react to cleaning agents?
Both the top coats that we do are exceptionally chemical resistant. Okay. About the only thing that you don't want to do is use something abrasive, like an Ajax or something like that. That's got a grit to it. As long as it's just like all your universal cleaners, you're not ever going to hurt it. So, all right. I guess just give us a call after you find some pictures of some things that you like, and don't be scared to go outside the box. You can look at concrete countertops. You can look at any kind of countertop that you can think of. Start getting ideas. And even if it's just like one little piece of something, like, oh, I like how that does that. Because all that kind of stuff, we have the flexibility of being able to do that because it's liquid art. So I can make it whatever you want.
Where is your shop located?
We're in Tempe.
Tempe.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
So is it a possibility that we can even step into your shop and just feel how it feels like?
well, sure.
That'd be fun.
Sure.
That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do the next meeting over there. We have a real nice table out there in the shop that when customers come in.
I saw one of the pictures.
Yeah. Our in-house artist, besides myself, her name is Jess. She actually did that table for us, and it turned out really, really nice. So we use it anytime we have customers come in. They want to sit down and look at stuff. So we can sit there and go over all the pictures and all that kind of stuff and come up with a plan.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
Sounds great.
Well, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, Troy.
Yep.
Very good. Very good.
Maybe you know on the website.
Well, thanks for your time. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
And hopefully we'll
Nice
be able to make
meeting
this
you.
beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you, Miss Elora.
Nice meeting you.
And we'll see y'all on the next one.
All right.